Hello, everyone, and welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, and he is Gage Berdovich, and this is the NFL Week 1 picks. And this is also the fourth time we've tried to start this because I kept screwing it up at the beginning, but we're getting it right now. And unlike Jalen Carter, we only spit facts on this show most of the time. Gage, how we doing? We're here. We're here. It's Christmas morning, man.
We made it. You know what? This is better than Christmas morning.
Yes.
In some cases. Unless your name's Jalen Carter or, the entire city of Philly right now in a weather delay. But, hey, otherwise, it's Christmas morning. We're doing great. Week 1 is finally here. We're finally able to get this recording going as well. And you know what? Everything's going great. We're having a great time. NFL Week 1 picks. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm so ready for the NFL. I was so excited. I've been watching this game from the start. Weird start, and even it's gotten weirder with the thunderstorm. It's like, why not just make this as weird as possible to begin? I don't know if they're trying to help the Cowboys to win because everybody's been picking the Eagles or what, but it sure kind of seems that way a little bit. I don't know, man. It's here though. It's here.
It's definitely interesting. Like you said, a lot of penalties so far. Mainly on Philly, but one probably unsurprising one, an unsportsmanlike penalty, unnecessary roughness, whatever you want to call it, on George Pickens. Don't know really what else you expected there, but hey, it works. And as we end it, we at 24-20 with 4:44 left in the third. I think they said about 11:15 Eastern is when they're again looking at restarting the game. So we got a little bit. No action going on while we talk, so let's us focus on the book.
Yeah, man. It's usually we always record on Thursdays most of the time during NFL season, and we're kind of like in the background, like, oh, what's going on here? Now we don't have that right now. It's the lightning delay, so there's nothing going on unless we want to sit and watch Collinsworth and Tirico sit up there and talk for most of the time, and whoever else they got up there. But yeah, man.
And you know what? If you came for this game to watch defense, you're not getting it because, wow, a lot of rushing touchdowns. Who would have expected Javonte Williams, a 2-touchdown night on opening day? Jalen Hurts, 2 rushing touchdowns? Like, wow, okay. And then a couple field goals to go along with it. No defense, and it's kind of funny that I say that because we are coming off a Miles Sanders turnover.
Yep.
But, so overall, no defense, and we're here.
And there was a score on every possession before that Miles Sanders turnover. So, I mean, who expected that? Nobody. I mean, I'm pretty sure that most everybody after the Parsons trade had written off the Cowboys for the season. And they've come out looking pretty decent so far. Not bad. They didn't lay down.
No, they didn't. And I think a lot of it has to do with Dak, who's healthy. He's moving around. He looks great. Collinsworth and Tirico were talking about it here just a little bit ago. He has tightened up his diet, and he just looks stronger overall. His face looks stronger, his body looks stronger, and he's able to actually take these hits and not go off to the side, nursing a hurt ankle or something.
Yeah, that's big for him because he missed the last 9 games of the season last year, and he's trying to improve himself, and you got to commend him for that. I mean, that's a good thing for a superstar quarterback like that. Not just to get paid and be done. He wants to pay and be healthy, or get paid and be healthy.
Yeah, and I think that part of it is him knowing, okay, we're not going to have a real good run game. So I kind of have to put it on my shoulders. We got 2 great receivers out here. We got a very good tight end to use over the middle of the field. Let's do it. Here we go.
Why not? And A.J. Brown has not got a whole lot of targets tonight, and the Slim Reaper has only had like 1, maybe 2 catches, I think it is. So those corners have kept them 2 in check so far. I know at halftime I think they did, but Jahan Dotson had the biggest play so far for a wide receiver for the team. Because of course he did, right?
Yeah, who would have thought, that right now leading receiving yards for Philly would be Jahan Dotson. 2 for 55. Not me. I can surely say that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Devonta Smith. He has 2 catches on 2 targets currently. And A.J. Brown still does not have a single target, which is kind of concerning if you're this Eagles offense, I believe. It's also concerning for fantasy owners. Luckily, that is not me, but it's still very concerning.
So I feel like, though, every year with Philly, we talk about this. First couple of weeks, A.J. Brown's not getting targets. Does him and Hurts even like each other? Does Sirianni like him? And then, a few weeks later, he's tearing it up again. But I feel like we have this conversation at least once or twice a year with A.J. Brown and the Eagles.
Absolutely. And, I feel like by week 4, week 5, you'll see him and Smith getting the majority of the targets, not Jahan Dotson and Dallas Goedert and who else has a target here? Kylan Granson. Who are you? It's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, before we get into our picks, so the NFL announced that they're going to be doing commercials during Red Zone, which is a big disappointment for me. I really hated to hear that. 7 hours of commercial-free football was one of the best sayings you could hear on Sundays, and now they're like, you know what? We're going to throw some commercials in there. Now they say it's only every 15 minutes. They're going to play a minute commercial, but still, that's too much. Just show the box. Like, show your commercial, but keep the football on. That's what we get Red Zone for.
And I wonder if maybe they'll tweak it a little bit to do something like that, to where maybe it's like I'm trying to think of what it's called, like picture-in-picture a little bit, except maybe the score box is smaller and the commercial's bigger. The only thing that I could say about it is, given this commercial break for a minute, gives Scott Hansen a chance to go to the bathroom if he has to real quick. I could not imagine doing 7 hours without using it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's where he needs to have like a partner in. Be like, okay, look, Scott went to take a 15. Sorry, guys. You're stuck with Steve over here, And he's just like, yeah, we're going out to the Giants and Titans game. And it's like, oh, well, okay, we could take a break too then at this point in time. So,
yeah, let's head out to the Saints and Falcons and see what's going on, and you guys can take a 15 as well.
Right. Before we go any further, though, so we're on YouTube here. Like and subscribe. Thank you to all who have. Also, we're on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon, Audible, all of them. Wherever you get your podcast, all that, we're there. So if you don't want to sit here and see us, you can go listen to us on those, and we would also appreciate those as well. So I figure I'd throw that in early before I forget later, because I don't know what is going on right now. So
absolutely. And if you're on, a non-YouTube platform, make sure to rate the podcast as well. Give us 5 stars, leave a comment, or don't. But at least rate us 5 stars. It helps out quite a bit.
Yeah. Tell us if you think the Houston Texans defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL on there. Comment on there. Let us know. We'll hear from you.
Let us know what players you want us to talk about, even when we did it. And we may do it. Maybe.
And we may do it. We may comment on your comment on here. You never know. But
yeah.
Thanks for checking us out.
We'll start talking about comments and actually calling people out by name. So if you don't want your actual name said, make sure you have a screen name.
Yeah. So we appreciate it, though, everybody that hates watches or likes watches. Either way, we'll take it. We're big boys. We take criticism. We give each other crap on here, about each other's team. So we don't care. Say what you got to say.
It's kind of fun. Have a little bit of trolling with each other and just have a fun. That's what we're here for. Football is for fun. Picking is for fun. Even when I am the one that has the better record on this show, it's still all in fun.
The first year I had the better record. Just saying. So, we're like 1-1. So,
if you want me to be so honest, I don't remember my record from the first year. I kind of blocked that one out.
Oh, that wasn't in video format, so it doesn't count, huh? Yeah.
Yep. Back when we didn't really know what we were doing.
No, we really did not. Spotify for Podcasters was an absolute disaster, but it was fun, too. It was fun. Riverside's been a disaster. Sorry, don't kick me off right now, Riverside, please.
At least if it does, we're recording, so we can wait a little bit for you to come back.
Gage a filibuster until I roll back in here. So that leads us into one of our favorite segments, a returning segment. So, Gage, we got any news yet on anybody injured? Everybody healthy?
Surprisingly, everybody's healthy. We talked last week, Lamar Jackson had an injury designation. He's off the injury report. He's good to go at Buffalo, week 1, Sunday Night Football. And then also talked about McMillan, wide receiver 1 for Carolina. Had an injury report last week and is off the injury report now. So I'm good to go. Now, is this going to stay like this? No, not at all. But I got to take wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is week 1. You're good now. Next week, guys, this segment's probably going to be a lot longer than what it was. But This is week 1 of Gage's fantasy. Who's been injured on Gage's fantasy team?
Yeah. I like the segment. Good voiceover, good graphic.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Good health so far for the team.
We are, about, what's that, 30, 46-ish minutes into week 1, and we're still healthy. Round of applause. We're good to go.
All except for that fullback that got injured on the opening kickoff for the Eagles right before Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott. So other than that, pretty healthy.
Well, the good thing is I don't have that fullback on the fantasy team.
And I can tell you who else has him on this fantasy team. Nobody. So right now, Cowboys and Eagles are playing. Eagles up 24-20 in the middle of a lightning delay. So that'll take us to tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, we have football on Friday night. Yes. And that would be the Kansas City Chiefs against the LA Chargers. Friday night, 8 o'clock on YouTube from Corinthians Arena in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Chiefs are favored by 3. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes, I can.
The Chiefs are favored by 3. So, Gage, what are we thinking about the first matchup that we're going to pick on this podcast for the season?
I usually go with the Chiefs for the most part, but I don't know. They kind of seemed to stumble around last year. They weren't the Chiefs that we knew of, but the record doesn't show that. They finished great. They made it to the Super Bowl. They got blown out, but they still made it to the big game. Meanwhile, the Chargers, you got Justin Herbert. They seem to be underwhelming every year. Herbert should be a great quarterback, and he is. Not taking anything away from him. But it seems like he always chokes when it matters. This is going to matter. It's a divisional game. You are setting the tone of your team. With that being said, I believe the team that walks out of Belize with the win, I believe the team that is going to walk out of Belize with the win, and my underdog pick of the week, give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers to walk out 1-0. Mahomes and the Chiefs start 0-1, and obviously with that, the Chargers cover the 3 points. Give me the Chargers, give me the underdog, give me the points, and give me everybody being happy.
Wow. So it's a different world for the old Chiefs after their humbling Super Bowl blowout loss. You've got, Patrick Mahomes is back. Travis Kelce's back again and engaged, apparently. Rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy is now in his second season. Rashee Rice is, out there getting suspended for the first 6 games, so he won't be available. And then on defense is still the key for the Chiefs this year, I believe. Now the Chiefs are wanting to start to take the top off the defense like they used to a little bit. From all reports is what they've been trying to do. It's what Matt Nagy was saying. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. Jim Harbaugh enters his second year. He had a playoff loss last year for his first season there. Justin Herbert, he's healthy. He's got first-round pick Ladd McConkey in his second season out there. And on the defensive side, you still got guys like Khalil Mack. This should be a good game. It is, down in South America. Last year, I'm pretty sure that field was absolutely terrible for Green Bay and Philadelphia. So the Chiefs have beaten the Chargers 7 straight times. 5 of those, though, were decided by 9 points. In 2024, last year, 2024, they were decided by 9 points. So who do I think is going to win this one? I think I'm going to roll with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that they come out and they win again. Unfortunately, everybody's going to, all eyes are going to be on the Chiefs. Kelce and Swift, they're engaged. The NFL's got to get to the Super Bowl where Kelce's going to be in it and Swift's performing at the half, right? That's the way I see it. So I'm going to do a little fun fact for each game. Fun fact, this is the second NFL regular season game ever played in Brazil. Fun fact. Gordon, my other co-host on the college one, he sent me in his picks for this week. He's got Chiefs also as well on this. So, Gage, out on an island by yourself over.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to ride solo to be the winner.
You do. You don't finish in last place by picking what everybody else picked, right? I mean, come on.
Nope.
or first place.
Even if I was the first one to pick, you still don't pick what everyone else picks.
That's right. So that'll take us to our next game, and that is a favorite around here, the Tampa Bay Bucks, as they go to Atlanta to face the Atlanta Falcons at 1 o'clock. The Bucks are a 2.5-point favorite as of right now. Gage, what do we think about this one here?
As far as like when it comes to the Falcons, you got Michael Penix starting. He showed a little bit of promise last year, but wasn't, a standout candidate by any sorts of imagination. He's got room to grow. And he's obviously going to, hopefully, grow into more of the starting quarterback role this year. But the Buccaneers last year, we saw them just firing on all cylinders. You got Mike Evans as your wide receiver 1, Mr. Consistent. Even if he does miss, 6-7 games, he's still somehow going to get 1,000 yards. Baker Mayfield, is going to sling the rock. Whatever running back they have back there, is going to be phenomenal. Emeka Egbuka there at the 2 while Godwin's hurt. And the defense as well is still very young and very good. We said the Buccaneers were a 2.5-point favorite. I see this kind of being a blowout. So give me the Buccaneers and give me the points.
So Tampa Bay, they returned Baker. They returned a lot of their key pieces over there. Mike Evans, Bucky Irving running back over there. But they lose kind of a key piece for them on offense, and that is offensive coordinator Liam Cohen. Was he that big of a difference last year? Seemed like it. That offense was clicking under him at the helm. We'll see if that makes any difference with him at all. The Falcons, on the other hand, it's Michael Penix time. He started the last 3 games. You've got Drake London out there. You've got Bijan Robinson. This is going to be an awesome matchup between 2 really good young second-year running backs, I think. And at that point, you've kind of got to go, well, which one's got the better quarterback? And the Falcons, they swept the series last year. So can they do it again? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to go with a kind of an upset on this podcast right here. As everybody knows, I usually pick against the Bucks. I'm picking the Bucks to win this game right here. I'm going to start out the year kind of, with an olive branch to Buccaneers fans out there. Shout out to Sports by Compion, who is a big Buccaneers fan. Give me Tampa Bay to win this one. Gordon also has Tampa Bay winning this one. So we're all Tampa Bay. And that, if it shows the graphic on the screen of everybody picking the same team and then the Falcons win, you know how that goes. Fun fact for this game, the Bucks have won 4 straight division titles, looking for a 5th. That is nice. A fun fact for that game. I don't know how fun that is, but it's a fact.
It's definitely a fact.
So the next game we're going to go to is my Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Cleveland to face those Cleveland Browns at 1 o'clock on Fox. The Bengals right now are 5.5-point favorites. Gage, what do we think about this one?
I got to tell you, what scares me the most is how we know the Bengals have started in the past few seasons. They've started very slow, and the defense has not been any good, as you know if you listened to our AFC North preview last week. So I'm going to go with the Bengals, but I think this is going to be a lot closer of a game than what most people expect. Joe Flacco's out here just having fun. He has nothing to lose. You got Grandpa out there slinging the rock, and what's he got to lose? Get benched for Shador or Dylan Gabriel? Okay, cool. He's still collecting a check, so what does he care? The defensive side, Browns, I think, have the better defense than Cincinnati. But Cincinnati just has too good of an offense. Between, T, Jamar, Joe Burrow, even Chase Brown, if they're able to run the ball and not having to throw it the entire time. I think it's going to be good. I think this is going to be actually a very With that being said, the Browns moved to 0-1 after this game. The Bengals moved to 1-0. Give me the Bengals, but I think Cleveland covers the spread.
So it's been a theme in Cincinnati since Zach Taylor's taken control, and that's slow starts. Every year we get off to a slow start. Last year, Joe Burrow remained healthy for the whole 2024 season. Knock on wood. He does the same this year, hopefully. And that offense is stacked. Jamar, T, they signed in the offseason. You got Yoshi Bosch out there. You got my guy, Mitchell Tinsley, who made the team. Chase Brown back there at running back. Samaje Perine's back. All kinds of weapons on the offensive side. Mike Gesicki, Noah Fant. Every tight end that has ever played NFL football made the Bengals roster this year. Congratulations to them. On the other side, the defense is what it is. You signed Trey, so he's there. But is he going to play a whole lot? He just got into camp, trying to get back into football shape little by little. He's had a little bit less than 2 weeks to do it. We'll see. And then on the other side, you got the Browns. Like you said, Joe Flacco. Are we really going to be scared by Joe Flacco? Maybe. He's got Jerry Jeudy out there. He's got Njoku. What are they doing at running back? I don't know. I mean, who are they going to go with at running back? Is it Jerome Ford? Does that scare you? No, that doesn't scare me. So I think I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one too. And I think that this game's on the road. It's a divisional matchup. The Browns always play the Bengals really close. I think they play them close again this time, but I think the Bengals end up winning. And I think it's going to be I think the Browns are going to be able to score because the Bengals are going to let everybody score. Give me 28-24 Bengals. Browns cover. Fun fact, Joe Flacco and the Bengals first collided in 2008 NFL debut. A full 17 years to the day of this matchup. And Gordon also has the Bengals. He put him at -9. So he's thinking a big Bengals win. Yeah.
He's taking the alternative line on this game.
He is. He's going alt line. He's going to go big plus money.
Well, I'll tell you what scares me the most in this game is if we remember Joe Flacco in his stint with Cleveland led him to a playoff run.
He did.
And it was actually kind of good.
Speaking of Joe Flacco and his teams he's played for, we go to our next matchup. The Miami Dolphins travel to Indianapolis to face the Indianapolis Colts at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Dolphins were. The Colts are a 1.5 point favorite in this one with Danny Dimes. Gage, what do we think about this here?
That surprises me so much. Do we really think Danny Dimes has just turned it around like that? I mean, we know, what was it, back at 22, I believe it was, when he had his decent season, went on, made the playoffs, didn't do well, but still made the playoffs. Do we really think he's going to come into Indianapolis, dethrone Anthony Richardson as running back? Wow. I mean, maybe.
Might as well be.
Do we really think he's going to dethrone Anthony Richardson as quarterback one? His targets, Michael Pittman. You got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. But the Dolphins, let's not forget what they have. They got Tua. They got Mike McDaniel. They got Tyreek. They got Jalen Waddle. Lost Raheem Mostert, which kind of sucks. But they got a couple rookies in there as well that if you ask Mike McDaniel how much playing time they're going to get, it's either none, all, or some. We don't really know. I'm going to go with the underdog again. It's not my underdog pick of the week because we already used it, but I didn't think the Dolphins would be the underdog. So give me Miami in this one, and obviously they cover.
Yeah, so Miami, they have a lot of firepower if they're healthy, and that all hinges on Tua. He's, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league if he's healthy. He really is. And then you got Tyreek Hill, who's good for a go route all the time. Mm-hmm. He had a down year last year. Let's hope nothing happens before the game to where it kind of affected him, I believe, all season long. It seemed like it did. Mike McDaniel's offense, he's he's a good offensive coach. Mm-hmm. And on the defense, they've got some players, but that secondary, it's got Minka back there. They may get tested a little bit early. We don't know. We'll see. On the other side, Daniel Jones. Yeah, Danny Dimes won the quarterback competition over Anthony Richardson. Who on this podcast has been saying that Anthony Richardson's been a bust since day one? Can't place my finger on it.
Me neither. I'm not too sure.
Anyways, there was some guy on here that said Anthony Richardson's a bust. Maybe he was right. I don't know. We'll see. But they've got, they've got a few weapons over there for him, like you mentioned, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Downs. I mean, there's some things going on over there in Indianapolis. On the defensive side, I don't know, a whole lot on that side for them. But I think that, the Colts are a favorite in this one. This is crazy. I can't believe that they're a favorite in this one. I really can't. So that's why I'm going to go with the underdog in this one as well. I'm going Miami. I think Miami wins this game. A 1.5 point favorite. I mean, give me Miami straight up money line to win this. Gordon also has Miami money line. Fun fact, despite Miami's defensive overhaul, the team ranked 10th in defensive categories in 2024, but bottom 10 on the offensive end. That is probably because of injuries, would be my guess.
Yeah.
has to be. The Carolina Panthers against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game everybody's got on their calendar. You've got to be there right in front of the TV as soon as 1 o'clock hits. That way we can all sit and watch the Panthers and the Jaguars. At 1 o'clock in Jacksonville, the Jaguars are a 3.5-point favorite. Gage, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, instead of watching, all right, that too, yeah. Instead of watching your Bengals game or my Steelers game, I think we just gather around the campfire, turn on a little bit of Bryce Young versus Trevor Lawrence, and we get to see the debut of Travis Hunter for Jacksonville and Teteroa McMillan for Carolina. Not gonna happen. Probably the least viewed game of the week, actually. But like I mentioned, Travis Hunter making his debut. How much is he going to play on offense? How much is he going to play on defense? And obviously, you can't sustain that for a full 17-game season, right? You can't play 200 snaps a game or however much it is between offense and defense. So they're going to have to limit him on both sides. So I think that's going to hurt quite a bit. The running game for Jacksonville is a complete mess. Will it be Etienne, Bigsby, or one of these other guys that are leading the backfield? Meanwhile, Carolina, Bryce Young, towards the end of the season, after he got benched, came back and looked like a star. And now he's got Xavier Legette. He's got Chuba Hubbard, who was still a great running back last year, despite being on a really good. You got McMillan, who slated in as wide receiver 1. I think Carolina's not going to make a huge – they're not going to be a double-digit team. But I think they're going to have a giant improvement from last year. Even, the Jaguars have returning stars, Brian Thomas Jr., or Seta Lulicon on defense. I think this is the Panthers game. So give me the Panthers on this one. Give me the points, obviously. But I do want to add, don't feel good about it.
Bryce Young last year closed out the season with 10 touchdowns, no picks in his last 3 starts. Looked really decent at the end of the season. Andy Dalton ended up taking over for him at the beginning of the season. He gets into some sort of a car wreck, and then Bryce Young takes back over. So, yeah, he played pretty good, though. I think that benching actually helped him out. And like you said, they get first-round pick McMillan in there, who's a nice young wide receiver out there. You got Xavier Legette out there, too. So, and the defense, though, the defense last year for Carolina was bad. The run defense was horrible. I could have ran on the Carolina Panthers defense last year and got some yards. They were bad. Bengals looked at the Panthers and were like, you need to fix your run defense. It's horrible. So, and then on the other side, Jaguars, you get Duval. Liam Cohen over there. He worked his magic last year with the Bucs. Will he be able to work his magic with Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence is kind of in either you're going to be something in this league or you're going to end up being a bust. You're not going to be a superstar. You get Travis Hunter, who's going to play both sides of the ball. You've got Brian Thomas Jr. Like you said, the running back position, not really sure what you got there. Travis Hunter's going to play both sides of the ball. Hopefully he doesn't play it all game long because that's not going to be good for him at all. We'll see. I think I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one. Give me the Jags to win this one here at home under Liam Cohen. I think this is going to be a fun game, actually. We kind of laughed about it a little bit, but I think this is going to be an offensive game for us here. Give me Jacksonville to win the season opener at home. So my fun fact for this, the forecast calls for high heats in this one. So it's going to be a sweaty game for the first game of the season. That's going to be rough for both them teams. So that's our fun fact for the week. There's not a whole lot of fun facts to go on with them two. So we went weather. Old man talk. We're talking weather. So that's it. Gordon has Carolina money line too. So you and Gordon riding the Carolina train there.
Yeah, how's it feel to be alone?
It feels pretty good out here on the island by myself. Feel like I'm on Revis Island, so I'm good with it. So our next 1 o'clock matchup, we talked about boring teams. Here comes a boring matchup, I believe. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to New England, or Boston, Foxborough, wherever, to face the New England Patriots. I don't believe I've got the right line on this one. The line for it is, yes, I did. The Patriots are favored by 2.5. Gage, what are we thinking?
The Raiders this offseason, we know they went out and revamped the entire team. Geno Smith, quarterback 1. You go out, you get Ashton Genty in the draft, running back 1. You got Jacoby Myers, who requested a trade, and then you bring back Amari Cooper. Wait a
There's some news.
minute. Yeah. They just, out of the blue, days before the season start, just said, I don't really feel like it. I don't feel like playing football right now. And announced his retirement. So how does that affect the morale of the team? When it's like, all right, we're doing good, got a little bit of chemistry going. Amari's back to where he started, and Amari's gone from where he started without even playing a single snap, preseason or regular season. Just absolutely nothing. Patriots, they're all over the place, it feels like. They're still rebuilding, I believe. You got Drake May at quarterback. I think May has what it takes to be a good, solid top 10, top 15 quarterback in the league. Receiver wise, you bring in Stephon Diggs. He's recovering from an ACL injury. And then you have other young wide receivers, but no one really proven, I guess you could call it. And the defensive side, both the defenses are awful. Let's not get it twisted. Both defenses are just bad. So I think this just comes down to, who makes the most mistakes. I don't really know who to pick in this one. And again, it's just a 50-50 coin flip, it feels like. I'm going to take the favorite. Let's do it. Let's give it to the cold weather guys. Let's give it to the New England Patriots. Give me the Patriots. Give me the points in this one.
I don't think cold weather is going to play a factor in this week's game. Maybe. I don't know. But it could, maybe. Pete Carroll is returning to the NFL. And, you really don't know what you're getting out of either one of these teams. New coaches in both places. The jury's still out on Drake May. What kind of quarterback's he going to be? We already know what we got in Geno Smith. A decent quarterback. Nothing great. Nothing horrible. Ashton Jeanty, can he translate his, he was a Heisman finalist last year as a running back at Boise State. Can he translate that, not being at a power school, to the NFL? We'll see. You've got one of my favorite players, though, on the Raiders offense, and that is tight end Brock Bowers. I think he's in for a monster season. The other side of the ball, you mentioned both these defenses are horrible. I think Mike Vrabel will eventually get that to where that defense is going to be really good because he's a defensive guy. Stephon Diggs is in New England now. He's with Drake May on the offensive side over there. Let me ask you a question, Gage. What do you think about Mike Vrabel as a coach? Do you think he's a good coach, great coach, or he's going to have you like 8 or 9 wins all the time?
I feel like he's just going to have you 8 or 9 wins. I think he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. He's not a horrible coach or anything like that. But I think he's very average and is going to lead you maybe to a playoff run.
Yeah, I'm with you here. Pete Carroll once coached in New England too, so I mean, there's a that's not my fun fact, but there's a fact there. But I think he's a good coach too. I don't think he's like you said. I don't think he's going to win you a Super Bowl. He may get you the number 1 seed in the playoff, but that's as far as that's going because you're not going any further than that. But I think he's a decent coach. He's going to turn New England back to the way they were a little bit. Not really the way they were a little bit, but I mean, 8 or 9 wins a year. He's going to have them in the hunt for a wild card, but they're not going to go very far once they get there is what I think. So, Pete Carroll's 11-7 in week 1 games all time. New England has never lost an opener to the Raiders on their home field. So the fun fact is the infamous Tuck Rule game is a sore spot for the Raiders and a proud moment for the Patriots. Gordon has picked the Raiders as well. So we didn't one of us pick the Raiders, did we? We picked New England. He's on an island by himself right there.
If he could answer, I would ask him how it feels to be on an island.
Yeah, how's it feel to be on that island by yourself, Gordo? All right, so we'll head over to our next game, which is going to be maybe one of the boringer games of the week. I don't know. There's several of these games where it's just like Cardinals and the Saints. From the Superdome, 1 o'clock. The Cardinals are 6.5-point favorite. Gage, what do you think about it?
I mean, the Saints, what do you got? You got Alvin Kamara, which is cool. He's a good player. You got Chris Olave, where if he stays out of concussions, that's cool. Yeah, that's what you got. You have nothing else. The Cardinals, they're not a great team, but they are way better than the Saints team. I would not be surprised if next year in Pittsburgh, you hear the New Orleans Saints are on the clock with the number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. I don't see the Saints doing much. They might end with 3 wins this season. Now, who knows? They might come out and just boom, surprise everybody. But I doubt it. Give me the Cardinals in this one, and I think they definitely cover that spread. And I'm willing to do what Gordon did earlier. Give me a -9 for the Cardinals.
So the Cardinals have a lot of potential offensively. You got Kyler Murray, who, if he can do, if he can stay off Call of Duty like last year, we kept talking about Call of Duty, and he actually played decent. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr., who is expected to become an immediate superstar. I mean, like we've talked about on this podcast, he's due for a breakout. You've got Trey McBride. You've got James Conner over there. They've done some things on the defensive side. The Saints. You've got Kellen Moore, head coach coming over, 5-12 team. Spencer Rattler is your quarterback. He beat out Tyler Shuck and Hunter Deckers and Jake Hayner and whoever else they brought in. A bunch of nobodies. Alvin Kamara, can he stay healthy? Will it matter? Don't know. Chris Olave, can he stay healthy? Does it matter? I don't know. We'll see. I like the Cardinals in this one. I think that they're going to win, and I don't see the Saints being favored in too many games this season. So, yeah, I don't know. The fun fact of the week, the Saints and the Cardinals marks the only Week 1 matchup between the Saints and the Cardinals. That's my fun fact for the week. So, what a great fun fact that was.
You're doing really good on these fun facts. I appreciate it.
They're only going to get better as the season goes along. So, Gordo also has the Cardinals because why would you have the Saints, right?
If any of you are doing sports betting and you put the Saints money line, call the gambling hotline and just close your accounts.
Yes, please do that. 1-800-GAMBLER, I'm pretty sure is what it is. Call that immediately. If you put any money on the Saints, any at all, 1-800-GAMBLER, do it. Because you really don't need, you're really not a responsible adult at that point in time. If you're that big of a degenerate that you're like, hey, Saints can do it. Saints can't do it, okay? They can't do it. They're not going to do it. If you're a Saints fan, sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah. The good news, though, right now, we have football back. The Eagles and Dallas Cowboys are back at it. 2:56 in the third, and the Eagles just punted to Dallas. So, come on, Dallas, because we hate Philly in this show.
Yes. I really don't like either team here, so it's whatever for me. But I know for you, it's definitely go Dallas here. But if Dallas wins, I believe that's a huge upset. Week 1, first game of the season, huge upset.
But I think that's also where Jalen Carter being tossed out of the game before any snap happens really affects you.
That's the reason why Javonte Williams has 2 touchdowns tonight, right? It's because Jalen Carter's not out there. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. Javonte Williams, 2 touchdowns. And like we said earlier, who would have thought? Nobody. That's him.
Nobody. I think I skipped over him in my fantasy team just because of that. So, the next matchup we've got, Gage. This may be, I don't know, you may have a little interest in this one here. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to East Rutherford to face the New York Jets. And this is a battle of 2 teams that had the opposite team's quarterback last year. Steelers are a 2.5-point favorite on the road. Gage, what do you think here? Do you like your Steelers in this one?
I know it's in New Jersey, right? But is it really an away game? Because according to some website that I saw earlier, I forget which one, but 48% of the tickets sold so far have been to Steelers fans. So we know Steelers fans travel well. Is it really an away game at any of their away games? Not really. Aaron Rodgers going against his former team. Justin Fields going against his former team. We would like to call it a revenge story for one of the quarterbacks, but not both of them can have a revenge story. So it's kind of weird. As far as injuries are concerned, I don't believe anyone is listed as doubtful or out as of right now. So that's always a good thing. Cam Hayward for the Steelers defense is my only question mark. Didn't suit up today amid contract negotiations, reconstructions. I'm not really even too sure what's going on there. He just signed a contract here, I believe, before last season, and now he wants to rework it to get pay raise, but you signed a 3-year contract. I'm not too sure these people know how contracts work. But it's fine because I think he'll still play. I'm excited to see the Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf connection. I think we're going to see it a lot in this game. Justin Fields being a runner, he showed it last year that as a passer, it's not a lot to go off of there unless he can get the touch pass down. If he can get that down, he's going to be pretty good between running and passing. However, I can't go against Pittsburgh, and we know that. So give me the Steelers in this game, and give me the points as well.
So Aaron Rodgers, the last time he started the season at MetLife Stadium, he tore his Achilles. I don't know if that's true or not. Did they play on the road last year at the beginning of the season? I may have just made that up. I don't know. But his first game with a new team, the last time, Achilles. This time he's heading back to MetLife Stadium. What's going to happen here? I don't know. He's 41, debuting with the Steelers. I'll tell you what, though. The Steelers they have added a lot of pieces. You bring TJ Watt back, you sign him, you give him a big contract, you bring in Jalen Ramsey, you bring in Jonnu Smith, you still got Freiermuth, you trade away George Pickens, you bring in DK Metcalf, you bring in Aaron Rodgers, is it Caleb Johnson, the running back? Is he running back number one, or Jaylen Warren running back number one, I believe?
Yeah, they have Jaylen Warren listed as running back one, but I think it's going to be kind of split carries between them.
Then on the other side, you got Justin Fields. He's going to New York. He's going to be on his third team in 3 years. So is the teams the problem, or is Justin Fields the problem? He's got some weapons out there. He's got Breece Hall at running back. He's got Garrett Wilson. He's got a new head coach, Aaron Glenn. I'll tell you what, though, with the Jets, I don't think they're going to be very good this year, but I think their defense is going to be good. I think that they're going to be able to stop some teams. They've had a good defense before. Last year, they kind of quit in a few games, I feel like. But I think that they'll win. They'll win a few games on defensive alone. Sunday's not going to be one of them. I got Pittsburgh winning this game. I think Pittsburgh wins by a touchdown, maybe 10 points in this one. But I don't think they're going to score a whole lot of points in this game. But fun fact for this one, Gordon also picked Pittsburgh to win this one. This is only the third time since 2000 that two teams swapped starting quarterbacks in the same offseason and started them against each other on opening day. I could not tell you the other two times, but this is the third time. So there is our fun fact for that.
And the big news today coming from the Jets is the guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, out for the season with torn tricep. So that's going to be a huge hit to their offensive line.
That's definitely a big, huge hit for them right there, because that guy's, consistent. You always hear about him like every year on the offensive line, but not this year. So we head to our next game, and it is also a 1 o'clock game. It is a NFC East battle. The New York Giants travel to Landover, Maryland to face the Washington Commanders. This can't be right. It says the Commanders are 2.5-point favorites at home. Am I reading that right?
I have to look.
They're 6.5. They're 6.5-point favorites.
Okay.
6.5, yeah. I was like 2.5. There's no way. Oh,
that is putting a lot of stock into Russell Wilson out here.
That is a 6. Never mind. 6.5-point favorites. Age, what do we think?
Well, first off, it feels like there are just a lot of 1 o'clock games, way more than normal. That may not be true, but that's just kind of how it feels. But, the Giants, I mentioned Russ. They got Russ, still got Malik Neighbors. You drafted the quarterback that I wish Pittsburgh drafted. You drafted the running back that I wish Pittsburgh drafted. I hate the Giants, and I'm just going to leave it off with there. Give me the Commanders. Give me the points. I don't care. They're going to drop 40 on the Giants. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, they're going to link up again for, 4 touchdowns against this Giants defense. Not a lot of good things to say.
The Giants last year, or the Commanders last year, made a surprising run to the NFC Championship. Nobody saw that coming. Played great up until then. Fun team to watch on offense. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin. You add Deebo Samuel. You trade Brian Robinson. You've got Chris Rodriguez back there. You got McNichols. You got the rookie running back. You got Zach Ertz. You got all these guys over there. You got Bobby Wagner on the defensive side. The Giants, you got Russell Wilson. And how long is it going to take before the fans are like, we want Jackson Dart? Because he played great in the preseason. How will he do in the regular season? I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me if fans are already saying they want Jackson Dart. Because, who wouldn't want to watch this talented young rookie that has all the means to succeed? And instead, you get to watch Moonball Russ.
Yeah, old Moonball Russ. That'd be a good. Oof. Yeah, You got him. You got Jameis too over there too. Like I would rather watch Jameis.
Yeah, I give it until I don't even know who they play like week by week, but I'm gonna say by week 5, Russ is no longer the starter, and it's either Jackson Dart or Jameis.
I agree. On the defensive side, the Giants do have some potential. They got Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, they've got some potential over there. But I don't think it matters. They're not going to stop the Commanders. The Commanders are too fun. Give me the Commanders to win this one. I think that the Commanders win pretty easily. They handle them. The Gordons also has Washington winning by 8. Fun fact for the game. No team has hosted more season opening games in this rivalry than Washington, who have hosted 4. What a fun fact, right? What a fun fact.
I love your fun fact.
Can't get any more funner than the fun fact there.
And like you said, they will only get better as the season goes.
They will do something. I can tell you. They will definitely be something. So the next matchup we're going to hit, Gage. The San Francisco 49ers travel to Seattle to face the Seattle Seahawks. Gage, who do we like in this matchup?
There's a lot of pieces coming back for the Niners. You got Christian McCaffrey coming back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. You got Brock Purdy coming back, Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall. Mr. I got shot, and now I'm bringing in another guy who got shot. If Brian Robinson and Ricky Pearsall do not come out to many men together, it's going to be a disappointment. I don't see how you can't do that. That would just be awesome. The Seahawks side, they look quite different as well. You lost DK Metcalf. You lost Tyler Lockett. You lost Geno Smith. You still got Kenneth Walker and you gained Sam Darnold. Did you really win this offseason? Because that doesn't sound like a win. And we know the Niners defense is always going to be good. If you have Nick Bosa and Fred Warner in there, they're going to be great. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, that Talanoa Hufanga will be back. I better look at that before I continue, just to make sure. Never mind, he's in Denver, so cut that one. They have a great defense. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, everybody else surrounding these guys. I don't see how they lose. So give me the Niners, give me the points, and we talked about it in the preseason previews. I think Sam Darnold was a product of the Viking system and is not going to translate to Seattle.
Yeah, I agree with you on that right there. Seattle brings in Sam Darnold. They get rid of Geno Smith. I think they actually may have, regressed at that position right there. You've got Kenneth Walker at running back or Zach Charbonnet, whichever one, whoever. You get rid of DK Metcalf. You get rid of Tyler Lockett. You've got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is a good wide receiver. And then on the defensive side, there's nothing really over there too special. I mean, your Mike McDonald, your coach over there, is a defensive guy. I don't know. He kind of surprised you a little bit last year with the way, they won some games that you're like, okay, I don't see it with this team. They're just not very exciting. The San Francisco 49ers on the other side of it, we talk about it every week. Last year, we're like, this has got to be like one of the most talented teams in the NFL. We just start naming off all the talented players. But when those talented players aren't healthy, it makes it kind of hard. I just seen that they put Christian McCaffrey up on the injury report for this week. Once again, like all the time, like stay healthy, man. What are you doing? But I think that it won't matter. I like Brock Purdy and the guys to get it done this week. As you said, my fun fact for this one was going to be the San Francisco 49ers have 2 players on their offense who were both shot in the offseason and now are playing on the same team. They are the first teammates to do so since 1936. When, I don't know. It wasn't 1936. That's probably, made up fact. But the fun fact is they both were shot, So, yeah, like you said, if they don't come out the many men to begin the season, what are we doing in San Francisco? What are we doing? We're failing as a society if that happens. If that doesn't, Gordon also has the San Francisco 49ers.
Nice. I'm trying to Google real quick if this has ever happened.
I don't believe it has. Even 1936, they didn't have any of these type shootings.
It's giving me different years. I'm like, that's not helpful.
No, it's got to be the same year, same unit, G unit, So that is our Seahawks right there. Our next matchup we're heading to, we're going out west, and it's going to be the Tennessee Titans as they face off against the Denver Broncos. Denver is an 8.5-point favorite in this one. Gage, this is a matchup people should be talking more about, I feel like, because the number one pick is making his debut. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it really feels like we're not hearing too much hype around the number one pick, which is very surprising because it feels like every year, no matter who it is, no matter what position it is, it's we got to tune in to week one to watch this guy play. Maybe it's just because Cam Ward's on the Titans, and the Titans are bad. Let's just leave it at that. But are they really that bad? I mean, Cam Ward making his debut, obviously. You got Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears in the backfield. And then you got, name's blanking me. I was going to say Chris.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin. I was going to say Chris Ridley. I'm like, that's not right. And then you have these guys around them, like, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and other receivers that they're not top tier receivers by any sorts of imagination, but they're not guys who you can sneeze at either. Tyler Lockett, another one that they got in free agency from Seattle. But Denver, you look at their side, and it's like, okay, Bo Nick, great season his rookie year. Coming back for his sophomore year, and he's looking to build off of it. Still got Sean Payton at the coaching helm. So why not us? Why not us to just spoil the rookie's debut as they travel here to, yeah, okay, that's right. I feel like I should remember you saying that. But why not us? Just to ruin the rookie's debut. And I think that's going to happen. Give me Denver in this one. However, it's a big spread. I don't think we cover it. Give me a Denver win, but a Titans spread.
So the thing's going to make this really difficult for Cam Ward is it's his rookie debut, and he's got to go up against that defense. If Calvin Ridley's your number one, he's going to be followed by Pat Surtain out there. Not a very easy matchup to go up in your first time. I mean, I think NFL named him number 10 out of the top 100 players. Defensive player of the year last year. That whole defense over there, I mean, we sang their praises when we went over the AFC West preview on this podcast. We both thought there was a shot they come up and they beat the Chiefs out for the division. Somebody, I don't know if I picked them or not. I don't think I went that far. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But we were all on the Denver train there. Cam Ward, nobody's really, I mean, the least talked about number one pick of all time, maybe, for a quarterback, especially. I mean, I know there's been tackles that's been picked, defensive players that we just don't talk about a whole lot. But as a quarterback, I feel like nobody's hardly talking about Cam Ward. Probably for good reason. I mean, we'll see. But Bo Nix in his second year, is he going to have a sophomore slump or is he going to have a sophomore surge? I think that they'll get it together. They'll have a good season once again. We're high on Denver. I've got Denver winning this, but I'm with you. I think they win by a touchdown, but they don't cover that 8.5. Gordon's got Denver by 10, so he really likes Denver in this one. Although Denver's like one of the teams that he hates, so I'm sure he hated to put that down, but he put them down as 10-point winners. The next matchup we're going to hit is a 4 o'clock matchup, and it's those Houston Texans as they travel to L.A. to face the L.A. Rams. The Rams are a 3-point favorite at home. Gage, what do we think here? Who are you liking in this one?
I think this is going to be a good game. This has potential, besides for the night game, to be one of the games of the week. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And, because the defenses for both of these teams, I mean, they got guys, but in certain aspects, it's like, we're lacking in this field. But the Texans, I think, overall have the better defense. But I kind of think the Rams have the better offense. So I think it's going to be clashing. I'm already ruled out Christian Kirk for this week, so they lose a weapon on the Texans offense. But I think you got Nico, you got C.J. Stroud, and at running back, I believe Nick Chubb is going to get a majority of the carries. I don't think it's going to be the rookie. I think it's going to be Nick Chubb, at least for the first 4 games. And maybe not even that. He might just be awful and not be the same running back that he was since before the game. With that being said, I think they come out with a win. Take the points. Give me Houston, and I'm hoping that they do well because the defense is a close part in my fantasy.
Who's on that defense for the Texans anyway? Is there any big names over there? I know like Lassiter's over there, but is there anybody else? Like is Derek Stingley over there?
I think he is. Do they still have CJGJ? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's out for the season. CJGJ, of course, he's out for the season. Will Anderson, he's over there on the defense. Yeah. Anyways, Matt Stafford, is he healthy? Is his back still hurting? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it probably is. I mean, he's getting up there in age. Old men start having problems with their backs. So I don't know. But the Rams, they got Devontae Adams this year. I think that this offense is going to be fun again, as long as Stafford can stay healthy. If not, you got Jimmy G. It's at home. I think that the Texans, like you said, Chubb is starting. How long will he start? And will it be because he's not good or because he's gotten hurt? Because he's got a track record of getting hurt early and often, unfortunately for him. So I'm going to go with the home team here. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams to push on this. I think the Rams win. And looking at it here, Gordon has Houston winning money line. So there you go.
Oh.
Fun fact, the Houston Texans have never opened a season in Los Angeles.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Fun fact. Very fun. Funny, fun facts.
Only the funnest of facts on Yelling from the Couch.
Only the funnest. The funniest fun facts. Not funniest, but fun facts. Funny, fun. Fun. Next game is going to be fun. I'll tell you that right now. It is an NFC North matchup, and it is the Detroit Lions traveling to Green Bay to face Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is a 2.5-point favorite at home. Gage, what do we think about this one here? This has got the potential to be one of the better games of the weekend as well.
Well, you want to know what happened the last time the Lions faced a team with Micah Parsons on it? The Lions dropped 41 points on them, and it didn't matter at all. The Lions, the big loss is, the coordinators taking jobs elsewhere, and now it's like, okay, Dan Campbell, what can you do with this team? Defensive-wise, I'm kind of hoping the Lions don't have the same fate as what they had last year, to where they're signing guys off the street in the middle of the week and saying, what number do you want on your jersey? Because you are playing on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, whatever. The Packers side, you got Jordan Love, you got Jaden Reed, you got Romeo Doubs, draft Matthew Gordon, drafted a wide receiver in the first round, ladies and gentlemen. That is a big. But then you trade, as you mentioned, you get Micah Parsons. You trade away Kenny Clark to get him, plus 2 first-round picks. You still got Josh Jacobs in the backfield for Green Bay. For the Lions, you got Knuckles and Sonic, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. This offense is really good. I'm scared of the defense. Kind of reminds me of the Bengals a little bit. And just like I did in the Bengals game, I'm going to take the worst defense to win in this one. Give me Detroit and give me the points, but I think it's going to be very high scoring.
So Micah Parsons, is he having like back issues? I was reading earlier in the week.
It definitely sounds it, but I'm not too sure. I'm willing to bet he plays.
I think he's going to play, but he may be on like a snap limit or something like that the first week, just to get him back in, because he didn't go through training camp or anything with the Cowboys before he got traded. He's only been to a few practices with the Packers, and coming off of the offseason, you've got to get some of that in. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to be at full effect this week. So in that case right there, like you said, the Lions on the other side of the ball, their defensive side, was horrible last year. And it wasn't like the coordinator's fault at all. He got a head coaching job because of what he did with what he had. And the offense is incredible for the Lions. All the weapons they've got over there. You've got Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, Laporta, Williams, Amon-Ra. I mean, the list goes on and on with them. They've got rid of Dan Skipper, so that's a big, their big 6 tight end tackle who likes to catch passes sometimes. Green Bay, Jordan Love, is he going to have a better year than what he did last year? You've got Matthew Golden out there from Texas, your first-round pick. Man, this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be in Lambeau. If this game was a little bit later in the year, in the elements, maybe. But I like Detroit in this one. I think Detroit wins this game. It should be a fun matchup. I think it's going to be high-scoring, but I like the Lions to win. I like them to cover because of the underdog. Gordon has the Packers' money line to win, because he is a huge Green Bay Packers fan. So that's why he went Packers on this one. So he's on the island again.
Stay out there on the island, Gordon. Come on.
Stay on the island. And that leads us to our next matchup, and it is the Sunday night matchup, who a lot of people are circling as probably the game of the week, which I could see it, I guess, whatever. And that is the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Buffalo to face the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are a 1.5 dog at home to the Ravens. Gage, what are we thinking here with this one?
I don't know. I think the biggest element is going to be that it's in Buffalo. I think it's going to be high scoring again. And it's kind of crazy. They're opening the season the same way that the Ravens season ended last year, playing Buffalo in the playoffs. Are we going to see a repeat? Will Mark Andrews drop the ball? Will Isaiah Likely be able to keep his toes in bounds? I don't know. But you got Lamar versus Josh Allen. Story, greater than anything that could happen right now in the NFL, unless your name's Travis Kelce. I think we got some MVP candidates. Does Lamar win back to back? Does Josh Allen say this is my year to shine and just take the league by storm and be the number one quarterback in the NFL? I think this is where it starts. This might be a little biased because we hate the Ravens. But being at home, being that you're somehow the underdog, I think Josh Allen and the Bills get it done. High-scoring game, but I think they get it done. Give me the Bills, give me the points.
The Bills last year fell once again in the playoffs, but they knocked Baltimore out on their way there. So Baltimore's kind of, hey, our last game of the season was in Buffalo. Our first game of the season is going to be in Buffalo. We want revenge. We're going to be out for revenge. Will they get it? I don't know. Lamar is pretty awesome during the regular season. Derrick Henry, will he be returning to what he was last year? I mean, he was awesome last year for that team, unfortunately. Defensively, the Ravens always seem to have players over there and can usually, be formidable on defense. Buffalo on the other side seems to be the same way. They're kind of similar teams, right? They kind of got similarities, except for the advantage is the Ravens with the running back. But I like Buffalo here at home to come out and make a statement the first game of the season and beat the Ravens. I'm with you. I think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. Give me the Bills to win this game and to cover because, once again, they're underdogs. Gordon also has Buffalo money line, and he's also put that he's got the over 53 on this one. My fun fact for this game, I may have missed a couple fun facts, but my fun fact for this game, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, doesn't matter what they do in the regular season, they're going to choke in the postseason. That's a fun fact.
It is. Not opinion at all. It is just strictly proven.
It is facts. And that brings us to Monday night. A sneaky good game, I believe, right here. With the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Chicago to face the Chicago Bears. The Vikings are a 1.5 point favorite. Gage, what do you think about the finale of week one?
It surprises me how much people are on the J.J. McCarthy train. The guy has not played an actual NFL snap, and everybody is on this guy about he's going to be the next big thing. He's going to be able to do what Kirk Cousins wasn't able to do and take us to the playoffs, take us to the promised land. Meanwhile, the other side, you got Chicago, Caleb Williams coming back for his sophomore year. He's improved. If you compare him from the beginning of last season to the end of last season, it's like night and day. He went how many games in a row without throwing an interception? Now, he has more targets as well. You got DJ Moore. You lost Keenan Allen, unfortunately. You get back Rome Odunze. Draft Luther Burden, who I think is going to be a sneaky good wide receiver. I've been a Luther Burden fan, so I think people are kind of downplaying him. Got speed as well. Vikings defense is taking some hits recently. Vikings defense, changed a lot this offseason. But the one big thing that I'm curious to see how much he's going to play a role is they brought back Adam Thielen. And he took a pay cut to come back home. So J.J. McCarthy, how much are you going to use him? Justin Jefferson is the number one target there. Aaron Jones coming off a great season last year, very underrated season. He's going to get a lot of carries. Hopefully he stays healthy for the fantasy team. But I think it's going to be a good game, just like you mentioned. I don't see the J.J. McCarthy hype yet. He's done nothing to make me go, wow, this kid's going to be awesome. Caleb Williams, however, like I mentioned, great second half of the season last year, which is why I'm going to go with Chicago to close out week 1. Give the Chicago Bears a 1-0 start. Minnesota Vikings drop to the bottom at 0-1, and I'm going to take the points as well.
So the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, what has he proven since he's been with the Vikings? Nothing. What did he prove when he was at college? He won a national championship, but they won on the legs of Blake Corum and Edwards and Corum. They won off of those guys right there. They wanted to run the ball and play defense, and that's what they did. J.J. McCarthy just game managed. So you take him this high. He has an injury. What has he proven? He's proven nothing. So I don't know. He's got weapons, though. He's got Justin Jefferson. He's got Jordan Addison. He's got all of them. On the defensive side, they traded away Harrison Phillips to the Jets in this offseason. So, they still got Van Ginkel, still got Harrison Smith back there. They got all the guys back there. They got a really good defense still. Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer. Can he do the same with him? I don't know. The Bears, Caleb Williams, like you said, he went several games last year without throwing a pick. Had a great second half to his rookie season. They got DeAndre Swift over there, Luther Burden, like you said, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore. They've got a lot of weapons. Can they beat Minnesota on Monday night? I think that they can as well. I'm with you. I'm going the Bears only because of experience for Caleb Williams, and we don't know what we're getting in J.J. McCarthy. He may come out and he may kill it. He may not. We'll see on Monday, but I've got the Bears winning as well. Gordon has the Vikings winning, and he's got the under. He thinks it's going to be a big defensive game. Fun fact, these teams first met in 1961 with the Minnesota Vikings beating them 37-13. They were an expansion team. The first time an expansion team beat an original NFL team in a game.
The best fun fact of the night. There we go.
Saved it for the end. That's how it is. Well,
that's the end of week 1.
That's the end of week 1. How are we feeling, Gage? How are we feeling right now at this game right here? The Cowboys and the Eagles. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that Dak Prescott's trying to put CeeDee Lamb on my hospital list because he's thrown 2 balls this drive that he's lucky CeeDee Lamb is getting up. It's one he just threw. CeeDee did bobble and then just got smacked.
Man.
But good game. I think it's a lot better than what anyone expected. And it's going to come down here to the 24-20, 2:40 left. All 3 timeouts for Dallas, almost to midfield.
Yeah, it should be a good finish right here. We'll see how it ends, but that'll do it for us here this week on Yelling from the Couch. NFL Week 1 picks. Next week, man, we'll be like, oh, man, I went 13-3. Gordon went 8-8. Gage is 11-5. So, that's how we went this week, and week 2's underway. I mean, we're here, man. It's here, and I'm ready for this weekend. Should be a great weekend of football.
I'm looking forward to it, and just looking forward to, hopefully, a great season.
Let's hope so, and we will catch you all later.
Later.